Welcome back to the learning channel. Let's talk procurement. Today our episode number is 12. In this episode we will discuss about the sustainable procurement. Before going into detail, have some understanding about the concept that why do we need the sustainable procurement in the organization. It is basically required to have long life relationship with stakeholders and educate profitability. Sustainable procurement contain on three factors: environmental, social, and economics. Sustainable procurement practices include compliance with environmental laws and targets, produce carbon-free product, remove hazards and waste material to keep the environment green, keep society healthy and do proper inspection in the supplier production, avoid child labor. Let's look into the definition of the sustainable procurement. Sustainable procurement is the act of adopting social, economics, and environmental factors alongside with a typical price and quality consideration into the organization handling of procurement process and procedure. So guys, I know you are confused that why the procurement department have to look into the sustainable procurement process. We know very well that the typical job of the procurement department is acquire the goods at the lowest cost of price and high quality with the consideration. But all these factors like social, economic and environmental which will help them to have a long-term relationship and strategic business partnership with the supplier. Benefits of sustainable procurement can be summarized into four key areas, which are risk and reputation, cost reduction, revenue growth, future proofing. Risk and reputation assumes supplier associated with an organization that has a bad and unethical practices like child labor, pollution, hazards, and waste material that can have financial blowback and effect on the brand value. To have better understanding, let's look into the example. The report was published on Sunday, 19 November 2000 by Jason Borg in UK News, The Observer. At the two Indonesian factories who were hiring child labor to produce Adidas product, it was admitted by Adidas after breaking news of using child labor. Child labor scandal hits Adidas' reputation and risk of the business. It's very important for the buyer that he is working with very ethical supplier, and it is very important the product he is importing and he is selling in the market is hazard free. Next is cost reduction. Sustainable procurement partners prevent cost increase through the transfer of ownership that the consumption of energy cost. So let's understand by example that how the cost reduction will help the business and organization to increase their profitability in the organization. Increase in the crude oil price at globe and decrease of the raw material cost. Exclusive contract with the suppliers and the buyer relationship help to maintain the same cost of the agreed contract validity. So during this contract, if the prices fluctuated, is getting higher or less, the buyer has opportunity to keep the same price and enjoy the same revenue. So next is revenue growth. Sustainable procurement intact and keep the consumer first choice on base of brand quality and educate price. It increase organizational, financial and equity and loyalty of the consumer. Let's look into the example of the Apple products like iPhone, MacBook and other accessories. You have noticed that every year the Apple is launching their phones and accessories. The price is very sustainable and they are capturing the maximum volume of the business from the market. This is the result of the sustainable procurement. Next is future proofing. Developing sustainable procurement practice allow the organization to future proof themselves against the interruption or sudden problem in supply or change in social, economics and environmental factors. So what are those things? Here we have example. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, globe was completely shut down, but supply chain proved the sustainability in the transportation, and many companies in China produce masks, gloves and many things. Many Chinese companies enjoy the high revenue in that year. I hope that you understand the concept of the sustainable procurement and how the sustainable procurement impact on the business and increase the business and add the profitability in the organization. Keep watching my channel to learn more about the procurement and develop your career in it.